everyone, it's Alora, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite authors that I need more from. Obviously there are lots of other authors that I'm excited to have content from. These are just authors whose bodies of work I have actually made it through. So there are a lot of authors on this list, so I'm just gonna get on into the video. To begin with, I want to talk about a brilliant contemporary author who also managed to successfully morph into fantasy, and that is Rainbow Rowell. So my favorite book of hers is Eleanor and Park, and I actually have a signed edition here. I first listened to this on audiobook, it's fantastic, but I also have 2 copies of Fangirl, which is fantastic if you're an introvert who is going to college for the first time. Hella relatable. She has a couple of adult books, Attachments, and Landline, which are very fun. Landline is sort of surrealism, which is new for me, but I enjoyed it. And then we have her YA fantasy debut, which is Carry On, and this has a fantastic LGBTQ+ element, which was executed very well. And it was so much fun. This was so much fun. Essentially, it's been nearly 2 years since she's released any new work, and I am dying for more, so please, Rainbow, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, but if she was, please write more books very soon. Next up is the veritable queen of young adult fantasy books, and that is Miss Sarah J Maas. She wrote the entire Throne of Glass series, which I have the first book here, and then my favorite one is this. I'm too lazy to get them all and hold them all up because they're all really huge and dispersed throughout my bookshelf, but you know, this series. And then she also wrote it's not young adult, it's new adult fantasy series called A Court of Thorns and Roses, and the second book in this series was impeccable. I absolutely adored it. It was amazing, and I'm actually really excited because Sarah J Maas has been writing prolifically recently. So essentially the third book in A Court of Thorns and Roses series is being released on May 2nd, I believe, which is really soon, and I'm super excited about it. And then also she's been writing this book about Kael, one of the side characters in the Throne of Glass series, and she's going to release that in September. And then she's also working on the 6th book, I think the 6th book in the Throne of Glass series, the 6th official book anyway, because there have been the novellas and there's also going to be the Kael book, but the 6th real one is going to come out sometime early in 2018. So basically we have lots of good content lined up from Sarah J Maas, which I'm super excited about. The next author I want to talk about is Marissa Meyer, who is the author of The Lunar Chronicles. I'm going to hold this one up by proxy because I actually listen to these on audiobook. And she's also the author of Heartless. So Marissa Meyer specializes in fairy tale retellings. She's fantastic at fairy tale retellings, folks, let me tell you. She does a great job of incorporating the original elements with new elements that are unexpected but that you can still see where the connections are coming from. It's great. I love her. She has such a fantastical, whimsical writing style that just really is lush and engrossing, and I love her work and I want to have more from her. I'm not really sure if she's planning on writing anything more in the near future. I haven't heard anything, which is frustrating, but hopefully she'll be releasing some new content soon. The next one is an oldie but a goodie, and that is John Green. Now, I'm only holding up The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska because I read An Abundance of Catherines when I was pretty young, and so I just borrowed it from the library. And then Paper Towns I know I own, but for the life of me I cannot find it on my bookshelves. I gave it a good minute. Good college try, right? I didn't really look for very long, but it's there somewhere. Anyway, John Green has a vlog channel on YouTube, and he's involved with Crash Course, and he does lots of really cool stuff. So I know he's busy. I understand, John, but I want more from you because your work is really impeccable and so much fun to read and very relatable, essentially. I know that a lot of people find his work to be a bit pretentious, and I understand that. It's full of profundity, and you know, people who use words like profundity tend to be a little bit uptight, but it's really good. And I really personally enjoy his writing style, so I'm hoping that he puts out more work. Next up we have the lovely author of the Anna and the French Kiss trilogy, which is Miss Stephanie Perkins. I personally enjoyed Isla and the Happily Ever After the best out of these 3, if you're curious. I know that she's planning on releasing a book really soon, but I'm pretty sure it's a thriller or a horror novel, and I am not about that at all. For those of you who've been watching for any length of time, you know that I really don't like scary things. I get frightened very easily. So anyway, I probably won't read that, but I want more contemporary from her because her contemporary is light and I don't know, it just reminds me of cotton candy, but it's so much fun and very addictive, and you care about the characters, and it's just enjoyable. She's great at creating likable characters that are very authentic, and I really appreciate that. So I'm hoping that she puts out more contemporary work in the nearest future. The final author on this list is a little bit of a cheat because I'm still working my way through the last novel that he released, and that is Patrick Rothfuss. So he wrote the amazing Name of the Wind fantasy series, and the second book is The Wise Man's Fear, which I'm currently almost finished with, but not quite. His writing style is so rich. It's luxurious. I adore it, and it's also very slow for me to read. So that's why it's taken me a while. Also the fact that The Wise Man's Fear is 1,000 frickin' pages long. It's exactly 1,000 too, which I find to be pretty impressive actually, but who writes a book that's 1,000 pages long? That's just, why didn't he make it 3 books or 2 books? Why isn't this a longer series with more books that are shorter and easier to read? Maybe this makes me lazy. Anyway, he also has The Slow Regard of Silent Things, which is a separate little book that goes with the world and talks about the Underthing, which I think sounds very fascinating. But overall, I am very much looking forward to the release of the 3rd book in the Name of the Wind series, which basically has been put off forever, and that's okay I guess right now because I'm not quite finished with the 2nd book, but I really do want the 3rd book to be released soon because I'm at the end of the 2nd book and I want to know what happens to Quoth. Anyway, who knows, maybe some year it will come out. Okie dokie guys, those are the authors that I really want more work from. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below some of your favorite authors or the authors that you wish would put out more work. It would be fun to have a conversation. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are, and until next time, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye guys.